Hello, everyone. We're back. We're back. So yes, we're gonna possibly have some guests come in later, but we're gonna dive in. Just kind of checking in weekly with you all, looking at the current issues and current topics that's going on. And I think today, what's been the topic of discussion? I want to hit on it because we talk about a lot, mental health. We talk a whole lot, reactions, and I think it's kind of current to talk about the Will and Jada and and the Chris Rock situation. We would love
Right.
to hear your
I
your
hate
take
talking
on
about
it.
stuff like that.
Yeah, we would love to talk about. We would love to hear from you on your take on it. As we are also just kind of transitioning on to talking about mental health in general. I have my opinion, and I think a lot of people have been half and half. But I would love to hear that discussion. What do you think about that, brother Nance?
I mean,
What- How you been first before we dive right in?
how was your day, Angie? Was your day good?
Yeah, my day actually was very good, but like all of my timeline, I couldn't like even couldn't listen. I did not even want to comment about the
I didn't even know
situation.
nothing about it until I got a phone call from a friend of mine this morning, and she
Yeah,
told me about it. I had no idea. Like, I don't even watch TV. I didn't know what was going on. But then when
yeah,
I seen it, my initial reaction when she was telling it, when she was explaining it to me before I saw the clip, I was like, well, I thought they was on the stage fighting. You know what I mean? I was like, what, they was fighting? She was like, nah. She was like, Will Smith slapped him. And I was
yeah,
like, for what? Like, and then when I went and seen the video, it's for me, it was like, sometimes you can take something too far. I mean, comedians, they have a tough job, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Um, for me, it was like, I look at it from a kind of a different types of lenses, right? So one lens was like, okay, I'm not sure if he was aware of the lady condition or of Jada's condition or whatever. That's neither here nor there. But I know
hmm
a lot of the elites and actors in Hollywood, they are close. They're friends. They know each other. They know their wives know each other, things of that nature. So, one can assume he knew or one can assume he didn't know. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Either way, it was to me a tasteless joke.
hmm
That went too far. But also, the fact that if you were aware and the fact that you are you know, you just got to use better judgment. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Will slapping them and all that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel no type of way. I think it was kind of justified a little bit. But I think that I think if he could do it again, I think that he may have handled it differently. But I don't know.
yeah,
Who knows? I don't know what was going through that man's mind. I know how I
hmm
would have reacted, but I was reading some comments on Facebook, and one brother was like, if you got issue with that man or had previous issue or whatever, you wouldn't be laughing at anything. You would be preparing yourself not to laugh at anything that man said. But then other people were saying like, well, he was already in the middle of laughing at something else, and you know what I mean, this, that, and the other. So I didn't really get that detailed into it. 'Cause I got other like real life things going on, so
hmm
I didn't dive deep. But I don't think it was a setback for black culture or nothing like that. I think it's a human reaction. At the end of the day, despite that it's Will Smith, he's a human at the end of the day, and he's a man at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And whether it's defending his wife, defending the situation. I don't know. We can all speculate and say no one was there, no one knows what was really going on through that man's mind or none of that.
yeah,
So, so to answer your question, I don't really feel no type of way. It's just something that happened, something I happened to see online, and I was just like, damn, he slapped.
yeah,
So I wonder what their conversation is going to be like, because they got to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
hmm
Him and Chris got to have a conversation. At the end of the day, they men, and men should be
yeah.
able to talk. That's the problem. Like, it's not enough men having conversations. Like, we got to have more conversations with each other. You know what I'm saying? Whether in person or on the phone. You know what I mean?
And
You
that's
know,
my point. Like the comments, we have to communicate with one another. But I also am with you. Like some things are just, I don't want to say like your breaking point or you just snap, but how much are you going to take? Because this wasn't the first incident, right?
right, right.
And I'm not condoning any kind of violence
You know,
per se, but I posted earlier, and of course I'm gonna be more like leveled in a sense, but I also said, hey, I have family and people around me that care and love about love
yeah, that would
me,
go crazy.
and
That would go
some
crazy.
will go
Man,
off,
I got family too that would go
yeah,
crazy. if somebody, you know what I mean, violate me or disrespect me. I got people that will go.
So I didn't watch it. But of course we saw like, you know, the uncut part of it. So I didn't see it. I do know that there was a punchline joke or whatever prior, and he could have been, but he also could have just been like, for me, I've had incidents where I'm like laughing something off, but that doesn't mean I agree with what you were saying.
Because sometimes the laughing is from not slapping the shit out somebody.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, but he turned to the side and saw his wife.
Yeah, man.
And so, you know,
wasn't amused at all. Like from what I seen, she was not amused at all. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just like, yo, what the nigga? Did you just really say that? And then Will looking like, yo, I mean,
and, you know, and
Baltimore,
people,
West Philly in the building.
People compared the relationship and the quote unquote entanglement. That has
have an open marriage.
That's totally different than someone who's dealing with, you know, their hair or, you know, any kind of like depression. And you know, at the end of the day, like you said, you're a man. Yes, you could have walked away. Yes, you could have, you know, he could have just took his wife's hand and just walked out. But let's say
Chris Rock did a good job playing the shelf. I ain't gonna lie.
So I don't know.
Nobody's not talking about how Chris Rock carried it. Chris Rock carried it like a G. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, but Chris Rock was getting paid too. He couldn't react with so much. That man's getting paid. You know what I mean? Like
So I have a question. You know, don't they have? You can correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they have like already scripted, like, or do you think it was?
No, I think that was like. I think it was like off the cuff. I think that he was.
Because I was gonna say.
I mean, Chris Rock. That's what he does. I mean, that's what they do at those award shows. Like they poke at the people that's there. Like, I mean, I've seen them do all types of jokes on people throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Like, some insensitive, some not. But I mean, it depends on the person's temperament. You know, and people are like, well, what if it was a white host, and what if it was this? There's a whole bunch of what ifs, but. How you know that a white host would even have said that? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we don't know.
And how do you know how you will react if it happened to you or your loved one, right?
Just people that's why I don't like commenting on like trending topics and stuff like that because
and we had to. I'm sorry, we had to
because people will hear you comment on it, right, or say something about it.
And they just delete you.
Like they shape their whole understanding of you based off of one comment or something that you say about something that I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care about, like, somebody was like, well, why didn't he slap the dude that was entangled with his wife? And I was like, well, yo, why would you slap somebody if you in an open marriage and you know that that's how y'all get down?
So that's different. It was no comparison.
There's no comparison. Like, yo didn't, I wouldn't slap, if I'm in an open marriage, right? And it just so happened to be, this is the first person that, you know, people found out about that was sleeping with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be a little embarrassed, but my reaction would have been like, well, y'all in an open marriage. So, like, I mean, this is the first one that y'all knew about. I mean, this is how we get down. You know what I mean? So it ain't about attacking the man or slapping the man. I mean, like I said, you know, I mean, but somebody did make a good point, though, about, like, you know, somebody was like, yo, he just jeopardized the safety of all comedians around the world. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yes and no. But, you know what I mean? I've been to some comedy shows where I've seen a comedian cracking on somebody in the audience. And, you know, and sometimes they went a little far, but, you know, people know what they're walking into when you come into a comedy show. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they was at an award show. So, I mean, I guess, you know, I guess they thought it was a different approach or whatever. But, I mean, to me, I mean, the whole incident, I don't think it's a black eye for black people or going to set us back and all. We got enough other real shit going on besides some Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not going to move the needle on what we need to get done to restore our villages around the country. Like, so I mean, it's funny, it's cool to talk about, but like it's not the thing. You know what I mean? It's not going to set us back. Like people are like, oh, it's going to set us back for decades. No, yo, who cares about the white show and all that? Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I also wanted to say, like, for me, I look deeper, and I don't know if it's just for me getting into this whole mental health, but I look deeper. Like he gave me all the emotions of some, you know, could be possibly unstable. There are some things that he's dealing with, and like you said, just bottled up. And that's what we're seeing even in our streets in Baltimore City, and the crime is like bottled up anger,
bottled up frustration, or having to show up a certain way when you really want to say something else. Like That man said in the speech,
Listen,
like, I gotta smile and I gotta act
and
phony
that
and I
stood
gotta
out
act
to
like
me.
everything's cool when I'm not
Yes.
cool. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
right there tells
I'm
you
not cool.
how, yeah, that right there tells you how these,
A
public
lot of pressure being,
figures
there's
and
a lot of pressure being
celebrities,
Will Smith.
yeah, the public figures, the celebrities, they are really just a lot of stress just to be in the media and in the line, the public eye 24/7. And that tells you the same. It's like most of the times they want you to just turn the other cheek, take it like that. But at the end of the day, he's a man, he's a human being,
And then
right?
guess what? And you ain't hear nobody say cancel Will Smith. You know why? Will Smith has got his hands and he involved in too much of that Hollywood money. They ain't
Yeah.
canceling no Will Smith is a cash cow. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They're not going to cancel him. You know what I'm saying? He's a safe black man. He's a safe black man. They just got to see the West Philly side of yo.
And I don't know. They had a little video showing that wasn't his first time. I said, "Oh, I ain't see that other side of him." But look, we all can have it at any given moment. You
And
mess with someone we love.
they said Tupac with a shot, yo.
Yeah. And like I said, it goes back to it was so many. I didn't look at it as a joke, and not to say you are. I didn't look at it as
I'm
a
not
joke.
looking at it as a joke, but
Like
I
I
just
said,
found that the people
I
reaction,
know, I
you
know,
know what
and
I
that's why
mean?
I said they had so many memes. But like when I look deeper, he got up there and really just showed like how deep it is.
Yeah, he said, like, I'm
Had nothing to
frustrated.
do. Yes, he was very frustrated. Yeah.
Yo, y'all gonna stop
Um.
coming at my family. Like, I'm tired of this. It so happened to be it was a black brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it so
Yes.
happened to be it was a black man. I
So if
mean,
anyone is listening, I'm trying to put in these groups. If anyone's listening, let us know what was your take on it? Because like I said, I'm only gonna talk about it this one day. I'm gonna keep going
oh
weeks to
yeah,
weeks.
I'm
We
gonna
got a
talk
lot of
about
stuff
it
going on,
after this few
yeah,
minutes. We're talking about it.
but I do like and I appreciate that we have this conversation because I think that's what they need as well. Some mediation, and that's for everyone. So
You heard what Tiffany
and
Haddish said. Tiffany Haddish, she was team Will Smith. She
yeah,
was
yeah.
Tiffany Haddish
I
was
think
team
it's
Will Smith.
I think it's important to know like that it is okay to talk about things and also understanding how words can really hurt.
Mhm.
Um I'm sorry, and it's again not condoling his behavior, but words can cut. And we got it when it comes to public figures. Like I said, people in office,
Mhm.
how they want to smear
Mhm.
your reputation. This is ongoing. This is what social media has put out there, and
Mhm.
it's very hurtful to put any kind of words or memes. I mean, bullying, even in schools, how they use social media to
Yep.
bully one another.
Yep. Yep.
This is right here. People just do things, and not to even go on Chris, but people say and do anything just to get likes, to popularity, not how much it's going to hurt someone. And like I said, for me, that was a low blow. That's almost as to say, hey, she got cancer and she had one breast removed, like that.
I just told
That's the way I
somebody that.
look at it.
I told somebody the same thing. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I
the
mean?
way I
Like,
look at it.
certain
Mhm.
things you just don't. You know what I mean? Like certain things you
Yeah.
just don't do. You know what I mean?
Especially after he said it before. So it's like, okay. And even with me, I'm like, all right, like almost to say you pushing it.
Yeah, like that little sly laugh of
Yeah,
like,
I didn't
yo,
take it like I'm
you
laughing at my
know that
wife.
you are, yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it was an interesting thing to see. Like, it was very
Yeah.
it was enlightening, like I said, just to see the different reactions. Because to me, it was more. I was looking at more black people reactions, especially some of
Hmm.
our people that that on TV talking about it, and their reaction was more talking about how embarrassing it was at the white event. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead
Hmm.
of talking about the situation, they're more worried about how it makes them look in the white community. Like, and like I
Hmm.
said, when are we going to start? Just, I mean, it's something that happened. In our
Hmm.
culture, Shannon Sharp said it best. Shannon Sharp was like, it's three things that you cannot do to a black person. You can't
Hmm.
spit on them, you can't slap them, and it was one other thing that he said. It was something else he said. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I was like, damn, he right. You know what I mean? Like, and he was like, that's why he slapped him. He was like, that's the most disrespectful thing that you can do. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't. No, Charlie said like, you don't play with nobody's family, you don't spit on nobody, and you don't slap nobody. He said because
Hmm.
that's a cause for you to get dealt with. You know what I mean? And he was like,
Hmm.
but Shannon Sharp was like, he don't justify what Will did, but he was like, Shannon Sharp was more saying like, he was saying more like, Chris Rock's a comedian and da 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 da, and
Hmm.
like And that is true. Chris Rock is a comedian and he does edgy comedy. Like that's what he does. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Do I think that it was a good taste of a joke? No. Do I think that it wasn't even that good of a joke? You know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah.
a cool joke, but all of us that know the G.I. Jane movie, we put the
Mhm.
correlation together right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't
Yeah.
think it was like that disrespectful of a joke. I just think the timing of it, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, was a little bit bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she just had a whole discussion how it is affecting her, you
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
And you know, if I mean, I got a glimpse of it. I didn't watch every little thing, but I'm sure he saw it, and especially if they already bumped his before. So, you
Exactly.
know, why single them out of the thousands that are there? And
Millions, not thousands, millions of
well,
people that watch
millions, whatever. I'm just saying,
TV,
why would you single them
all of
out?
that.
Yeah, that you know, that was personal. He just didn't think that the reaction will, you know, he would get that
I
reaction.
mean, he even paid it off was like, yo, it was a G.I. Jane joke, bro.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, bro, I mean, he was,
yeah.
he was like, that was a clean joke. That was a good one. They must have had a conversation before, like, yo, stop saying something
That's
about my
what I said.
wife.
I believe there was a conversation before. So
Man, and Chris Rock was
we
like,
can't.
man, shit, I'll tell jokes, nigga. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And Will was like, okay, you ain't gonna see what you gonna say today, nigga. I'm gonna slap you, boy.
yeah, yeah. Well, we
I
don't
mean,
say
I'm just saying, like, and they said that like other people was talking to Will and all that, but they're not gonna cancel Will Smith. I can tell you that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna have no one human being. They may take his award back and all that. Like that's cool. You
And
know what I
that's
mean?
fine. Yeah.
Which I think is that's just the white establishment showing who got the power. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no nigga, we're gonna take your award even though we gave it to you. We can
Brother
take it.
Nash, we don't say the N word.
Brother. I said brother.
Yeah, you did. Listen,
We're gonna take it, brother. We're gonna take it back, brother. You know what I mean? I don't use the N word either. I'm just flowing
I
right now
know.
because it was just a flow. But
It's just a
I'm
flow.
just saying though. I mean, like it's just like I said, it's an unfortunate situation, and there's a lot of little
Mm-hmm.
lessons involved. But again, it just shows how disconnected we are just by people getting mad about other people's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yes.
it's
So
just
so
an
that's my
opinion.
biggest
It's just an
thing.
opinion. It's
I
just
mean, my thing is like people were talking about just deleting people, which is fine. You can do whatever you want on your page, but like people
I
can
don't
have
even
an
care.
opinion, you
I don't
know.
even care. Delete me. I don't
I
even
mean, I'm
care.
just saying I don't care either, but I'm just saying we're to a point where you can't even have an opinion. That's like even now that we in election season, if you vote differently, you know they don't want to be your friend. Like, come on now, we can still be cool. That don't mean I'm going to
Yeah,
vote
like
for
I don't have to
you.
agree with everything that
I
you
don't
got
have to
going
agree
on.
with
I don't have to agree with
everything.
every single thing
We
that you
have to
think
get past that. Like we just because we can agree to disagree and still be cool, you know.
on.
But yeah, it's amazing how I've seen that up and down my timeline, and but I would say it's been kind of balanced on my page. I
Yeah,
don't know
mine
about
been
yours.
50-50. I've been saying some
Yeah, I
people,
must say I've been getting 50-50.
yo, he was a clown for that. I seen some people like, yo,
Yeah,
I'm the team Will. I seen
yeah. And I don't want to
Stormy
be any team. I
Will.
want to. I just want to be team black. My black people,
I
my
just want to be
family.
team of like
Unity.
perspective.
That's
I just
what I
want to be.
am.
I
I'm
just
not
want to
picking.
be. I just want to be team of respect perspective. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Because it's
yes.
all about perspective.
I ain't
Like,
picking
I
a
mean,
side, you
somebody
know.
may feel that way because they didn't defend their wife in a situation.
That's
Someone
right.
may feel that way
I'm not
because they
picking a
did defend
side.
their wife in a
Yeah.
situation. You got
Mm-hmm.
some brothers out here that will stand in front of a car and let a car hit them before they let the car hit their wife. You got some
Yeah.
people that walk behind their women and don't really care what
Right.
happens to their wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or let their wife or lady walk behind them. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a variety of things and levels that this can. You know what I mean? There's so
Mm-hmm.
many different things you can look at on this about the situation. You know what I mean? So like I said, I agree. Man, my timeline was pretty much balanced. It wasn't one sided one way, but it was just interesting just to see all the comments of like I had some of my strong brothers on there saying like, "Yo, nah, he did what he's supposed to do," and I know these
Mm-hmm.
brothers. I know these brothers personally that I know that they will ride like that for their wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
and they
still
show.
be respectful.
I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, the brothers that were some of the brothers that were standing with Will, I
Mm-hmm.
actually know them personally, and I've seen them in action, and I know
Right.
that they can get down like that. You do what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then
And
I
let,
saw some
and let's
people.
be clear, these brothers, I'm sure, are the utmost respectful men, but that
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
mean
yes,
yes,
yes, yes. That
yes.
doesn't mean anything. If you mean like everybody has a crazy button, everybody has a crazy suit. I'll just choose to leave mine in the closet. You know what I mean? Like so.
I gotta leave mine on the side. That
Yeah, I
old
leave mine in the
ice girl
closet
come out
because
sometimes.
you can never allow, you know what I mean, to me, and that situation, I'm just speaking in general, not even about that situation, like you gotta have emotional balance and control out here, because I
Yes.
mean, half of the things that be done to me out here in the world, if I reacted to everything that was done
No.
bad
Yeah.
about me, I would go nuts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I would go nuts. But when I know, I was listening to something Dame Dash said the other day. I was watching Dame Dash on YouTube, and he was talking about how, you know, he's okay with himself. You know what I'm saying? He's
Hmm.
okay as long as he's okay with himself, what people say about him and how people feel about him. It doesn't matter, because he know that he does everything in high integrity. He's okay with the
Hmm.
decisions that he's made. He's okay with the moves that he's made in life. You know what I mean? And it made me
Right.
think and reflect, like, a lot of times we do, unfortunately, we live in the eye of public opinion and public acceptance, when
Yes.
first acceptance have to be with yourself. Like, you have to
Hmm.
accept your mission. You have to accept what you're supposed to be doing out here before you even care about what anybody else thinks or accepts or cares about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We spend so much time looking for approval that we miss doing the work or the things that we need to do. And I'm speaking for myself. I used to be one of them people. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I used to be one of them people, like I had to prove something, and I really didn't have nothing to prove but to myself. And once I realized that I had to prove things to myself, I started moving the needle towards my righteousness and the things that I want to do and
Yeah.
accomplish in life. So I mean, I just think it's just a lot that we can, take from this particular situation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm all about what can we take from it. I'm with you. I'm team respect, unity, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
I
like
ain't
I'm
picking
not
a
team
side.
dissenting, I'm not team beefing, I'm not team.
Yeah. So there's something else that was kind of brought up. And it actually makes me want to, buy his book and read it. But they were talking about Will Smith and like the childhood trauma that he's had, with his father abusing his mother. So you just never know where that aggressiveness or frustration is coming in, or that need to want to protect.
I
So we got to be mindful, of just that. Like everybody, as you just stated, could have, because some people are just high almighty that nothing's going on, but they could all have this little thing that's left in the closet, like you just said, on the little got to put it away, because at any given moment, I'm not going to be disrespected, you
yeah,
know.
man. After a while, you're only going to be the nice guy for so
And he
long.
hasn't snapped this whole time, or anything, but
You
like
only
that
going
was
you
it
only going to sit and be the nice guy for so long.
for
You know what
so
I'm saying?
long.
Eventually, everybody has a button that can be pushed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Can we
again,
stop? Can we stop push trying like intentionally to push each other's button? Can we stop trying to like, belittle and hate one another? I just we have to get there as a people. And again, that mediation has to take part. That communication, like he has to dig deep of what's really bothering him. Yes, that was, a button push, but that was because of layers of frustration. So that's with anyone's dealing with anything. This is why I do the weekly support groups. Like we have to release properly, or just going to be bottled
well,
up.
you're
Where
self-destruct. You're self-destruct.
yes,
I was telling
yes,
somebody the other day. I actually was talking to somebody today. I was like, since I got back from Ghana, life has been a whirlwind. You know what I'm saying? Like it has been
hmm
a whirlwind. I was sharing with you before, like since I got back from Ghana, since I've been traveling a little bit more, and I just been seeing different things and feeling different energies. Like my
hmm
perspective and my view of life has changed, and I'm viewing things from not a cloudy lens anymore. You do what I'm saying?
hmm
And when you're making adjustments and changes in your world, and you're seeing, what's happening around you, you know what I'm saying? It makes you, like I said, I can't allow, I used to allow things to frustrate me, but I cannot allow things that I can't control to
hmm
frustrate. You know what I'm saying? Because I was telling a brother today, I was like, my house was my sanctuary. But over the
hmm
last few months, it's been feeling like my jail. You dig what I'm saying?
hmm
Like, and I got to get it back into my sanctuary so I can think clearly, and not because the house is a mess. So my house is
yeah,
very clean, and I mean, it's just the
hmm
walls are caving in, the energy,
the energy.
the mental pressures and stress that come through life that sometimes we live in our head, and we have
hmm
to transfer from our head to application so you can get the things out your mind. You know what I mean? So that's the process that I'm in. You know what I mean? And I brought that up just based off what you were saying, like how,
hmm
your environment, the things that we surround ourselves around, the things we read, the things that we had to release. And I'm realizing more and more that although I may spend a lot of time by myself, about the time that I have by myself, they have to be very productive time. You know what I mean? More like
hmm
you said, tapping in stillness, you know what I mean, opening up to yourself before you can open up to others. So
Yeah. So when I was reading earlier, is that they both pretty much, apologized, um, in a sense. um, and that part is very, that's the utmost respect that I have there. Like I said, everybody has their moments, and so you're moving forward. But I think for us, it's like, what can we gain out of that? What do you get out of that? Of what can help you and help us be better people. Like I said, getting the help you need. If there's some therapy, some hashing out to do, we need to do it, in a positive way. Making sure that we are there for one another. Listen, even what Denzel did, man, I love Denzel.
oh yeah, Denzel the man.
Let
Denzel,
me tell you, that's like the uncle. That's what they said.
Denzel came over there on a smooth tip.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Denzel came on the smooth tip. Listen here, brother.
Like, who are your accountability partners?
When
like
you're climbing up, bro.
Yes. Yes. That right there stood out, him and Tyler Perry. But it's like, we need those. To me, I feel like you need both sides. But you definitely need the positive energy, that brotherhood, that sisterhood, someone that's going to just check you, your mess, or just kind of bringing you back. And like, we all need that accountability partner. We all need someone to pull us back when we shifting, because we all may not even see that. Like I said, he was in his feelings, or else he wouldn't have been crying. That's frustration, that's hurt, that's pain. And unfortunately, it's not all because of Chris or the situation or the fact that he snapped. That is like everything coming out. And so that's my take on it. Of course, I wasn't there like nobody else was, but everybody was a therapist today. And so so it's all good. But I just want people to know, like, that's what I got. I want to read the book. I need me a Denzel in my life. But I need me a Denzel, somebody that's gonna pull me back when I'm going too far. Hey, I'm gonna need a will too.
That's a Denzel.
I know, right? But like I said, we all need somebody to be there for us, to let us know that we checking us, basically checking us for our BS. So that part is like what I gather out of this. And like I said, I always find what did the situation show me? Or what can it help to? I may listen, whoever is listening to this, and may come on our support group. We will probably talk about
It showed me that man. It showed me that man is a human being.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that man is a human being.
We're gonna talk about this Thursday too.
He is not above a human reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless if a person feels as though it was distasteful or wasn't appropriate, it doesn't matter. That man's human. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who's anyone to kind of point the finger? Like I said, we all have
I mean, people are pointing the finger because of what Chris Rock's profession is and what Will Smith does, and what I mean, the Hollywood aspect. No one's looking at the human aspect. No one's looking at, he said it best, like, I gotta smile and turn the other cheek all my whole life, damn near. You know what I'm saying? I gotta not speak on things that I really want to talk about. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, like I said, Chris Rock happened to be part of the message that he was sending out to the world.
Message.
Anytime that you would risk it all, you know what I mean? Like, he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? But like I said again, he know that it's only so much consequences going to happen to Will Smith. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what's going on. That's like Barack Obama going to slap somebody on stage talking about Michelle. There's only so much you're going to do to Barack. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. I really, I'm glad we spoke on it a little bit, because it's not normally what we do. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
It's just a hard thing to wrap my mind around because, like I said, I read so much about it today just because I was curious to see what people were talking about.
I haven't watched it. I didn't
watch it. I was just reading a lot of I was reading a lot of like the comments like on YouTube and like different people post, and I was I just wanted to see what people were thinking about, far as like the situation in general, you know what I mean? And I was surprised on it was a lot, like I said, it was 50-50. It was like a lot of brothers with Will Smith. Some women were standing with Will Smith, and then a lot of women were saying that was a sucker move. And then some brothers were saying that, you don't laugh and then react. Like there's some people were saying that, They was talking about it's a black guy for black people, and it was a variety. It was just a lot of different schools of thought. And then, like I said, some of my very astute brothers, they were really like in their bag and made some good commentary about it. You know what I mean? And I can't repeat word for word what it was, but it was some great commentary happening amongst the intellects in the black community. Like it wasn't an ignorant conversation, because I can respect, like I said, both everybody's school of thought. You know what I mean? I can respect people that saying he was wrong. I can see where he was wrong, and I can respect that. I also feel more strongly towards what people were saying, agreeing with him. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, I can only speak for me. Like, I'm not a violent person, but I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect my family or me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But again, for me, it takes a lot to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a lot. Like, my disrespect level is like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't say nothing about me that's gonna make me mad. Like, you can't say nothing about my mother that's gonna make me mad. That's if I know. You know what I mean? Like, but again, my tolerance level is different, and I'm not Will Smith. I don't live in his shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, when I heard people talking, I'm like, but you're not to say just Will, but you're not in the public eye 24/7. Like you can't even go to the store without someone really knowing every little move, right? And like even said with their open marriage, that wasn't an issue, It was just that it was leaked out a certain way, and of course, it's all different emotions going on now. But they also had a separate. It was a lot, That was never like this has had nothing to do with that. And I want to just, like I said, just make sure it's clear that at the end of the day, I still believe just be careful what we're saying to women, period. Like I said, that right there is something she can't handle. It's not that she just shaved her hair and that was her style. She had, the alopecia, and she's losing her hair, and she's going through for doing that, even, and I basically said, like I said, words can really cut like a knife, and we just have to be careful. Like there are some women, that have gained weight or losing weight, and you still talk about them, but you don't know what's making them lose weight or what's making them gain weight, And so
I'll give you one better. The people that talk about the ladies that then had the surgeries, like why are you talking about what somebody else did to their body?
And at the end of the day, they're dealing with, I won't say they all, but some of them, regardless if they lost it, they're still dealing with some mental, some depression, possibly mental state of mind, because they're got to see themselves at the end of the day cut, That's still an image factor there that we have to embrace, and that's why most of them are going through therapy with it. It's definitely recommended, should I say, to do therapy along the way when you're doing weight loss or anything. But it's still that, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you see the cuts and the bruises and everything else. And as I said, as women, as in general, just because it's Women's History Month, we might as well talk. It's I feel like sometimes we're not protected, And we did have some guests that will come on. Hopefully they'll kind of reschedule it. But we just talked about even how the increase in violence, how our women are being targeted more, and our youth. We just had a young teenager, shot in the alley. Like this is just unreal what is going on, and that's why I said I just feel like I still wanted to talk about this, even though it's kind of out of our norm. But we still have to talk about it because, for us, we're seeing the violence here, and it's beyond a slap. And at the end of the day, we don't know if the slap could be a retaliation of something else. What I'm saying is like, just be careful and mindful of what we're saying and how we're treating one another, in it. So that's, yeah. You pick the person on the wrong day, is going to be, that's the end of it. Right. But, we just want to, just like I said, just making sure that we have these discussions, positive dialogues, and hopefully there'll be some mediation between all of the parties involved. So yeah, so I'm still just very, like I said, just mind boggled about what happened. Like I said, I think everybody was. It took them off surprise. And then I just started seeing, all of the videos that were out there. So at the end of the day, the media still will push whatever image they want. I think even Samuel Jackson had an award too. They didn't even show that because they overpowered it with the situation.
The Will Smith situation.
Yeah, so it took away from all his hard work that he did as well. So I don't know. I have some mixed feelings, and that's probably why I don't watch too much TV and all in the media too much either. So I also wanted to talk about we can move from Will and Jada. I also wanted to talk about that we want to actually start highlighting or spotlighting those that are actually going through or have gone through like trade schools. So if you know someone that have gone to a vocational school and they have actually like are working in that trade and or just believe that it's very beneficial, having the importance and benefits of attending a vocational school, we want to hear from you. And also, if you're running for office, this is almost the time that we're going to probably bring in some candidates to talk about their platform. We're going to figure out how we're going to do it to try to get everyone an opportunity to do this. But I think that's important to let voters know. So we have some great things coming up in April. I do want you all to know that the candidate deadline, filing deadline, is April the 15th. So after that, we'll know all the candidates that are going to be filed and going to be on the ballot at least. And then some of the delays are because of our redistricting. So we're going to talk about that more. So I really want this to be more of an educate, of course, making it as an educational platform. But we also want to get these candidates in to be here with your dying questions. So yeah, you can look forward to that in April. Anything else going on with you, brother Nance, at the cafe?
Um, we got a poetry event going on with K Love the poet. Tickets are still available. You can go on. I think it's in on our news feed or on our Facebook page at Legendary Lifestyle Cafe or our Instagram page at Legendary Lifestyle Cafe. It's Thursday. It's a really dope event. It's been sold out for the last three shows. You don't want to miss
Ooh,
it. It's a really good
what
poetry.
day? What day did you say?
It's Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a support group. Okay.
yeah. It's a really good it's a really good event. I'm excited about the new breakfast bowls that we're going to
It
be
actually
rolling.
looks good.
Breakfast bowls. We're rolling out our new lunch slash dinner bowls. Our tribe bowls. I'm just looking forward to just growth and just rebuilding and just
Hmm.
reintroducing our products to the marketplace on a more impactful way. So that's really
Right.
much going on at the cafe. I mean, we had one of our staff members unfortunately passed away last
Oh no.
Saturday. He had been at the school for like almost 20 something years or more. He was a really good figure in the community. Shout out to rest of power to his brother Sean Stevenson. Really good brother, one of the first people that welcomed me into the school community. Um,
Hmm.
Abbott, North Carolina Tar Heel fan. So the Go Tar Heels, they won. Hopefully they beat Duke when they played Duke. But we
Hmm.
had his viewing today. His funeral's tomorrow. School's closed. So pray for Sandtown, man. He was a very big figure in Sandtown. He took a lot of kids to basketball. He was a mentor. He was
Yeah,
just
I think I saw that.
he was a really good brother. Like he was a really good brother. But
Mhm.
when I was talking to my coworkers today, we went to the viewing because he was dealing with some health issues.
Mhm.
He looked so peaceful. He looked so good. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, even what they had, what his daughter dressed him in, like he looked healthy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like he just looked so peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said guests are backstage.
I know. I'm trying to figure out. You think we could try to do a quick
Yeah,
something?
bring him on real quick. Yeah, we
All
good.
right. So we got a couple of guests on. We're gonna try to get this done in about 15 minutes. Sorry for delay, guys.
I don't know
So
why I'm like this.
hello, hello. Is it on just okay? I was about to say, is it one? All right.
No,
Hello,
it's me.
how
Hello.
you
Okay.
ladies doing? How you ladies doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we're going to have to get you all back on another time, but we're going to try to see if we can at least have you speak briefly about 15 minutes. Let me just kind of if anyone's kind of tuning in, we did have a group of women in Baltimore, and I just have to still give a formal. A group of women in Baltimore said their lives will never be the same after they were unintended targets, all experiencing trauma. So we're going to be here to speak with some of the women and see how they are healing each other, helping each other to heal. and how the trauma has brought them together. They're all victims of gun violence. Again, we're going to talk to them briefly to hear their stories and try to get them to come back on to actually do like a formal panel with all of you all. But we have with us Hattie, Hattie, and Alicia. Welcome to the RTV show.
Hello.
Hello. So I don't know who would like to speak first, but we would love to hear, just your story and how you all connected and how the group is going as far as pulling all the women together from gun violence.
Honestly, I can say that unfortunately, being victorious victims against gun violence has brought us together. But and all in all, us being together and talking about what we've been through and moving on from that, like talking about how we do other things, our families and stuff like that, has also brought us together too. Not just the violence that was inflicted upon us. And meeting with Hattie, myself, hey Hattie baby, and all of the other ladies, it was just the best thing for me. Like I said before, whatever happened to me had happened to me. My sister passed away. So I don't have any sisters, and they are like my sisters. Unfortunately, like I said, what we have to go through, but they are my sisters, and it's healing. We heal and we cope in many different ways, but to gather or, video talk or whether we leave in voice clips, text messages, which we do all the time, that is a big thing too. That is very helpful too, because it lets you know that you're not the only one that been through that situation or any of the things that you're going through, because we all experience multiple things on different levels that the other one is going through too, or have just got out of. So we can help each other get through things, uplift each other for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Well, that part I love hearing, how it's bringing you together. I do, sister, and I love hearing these victorious stories. So, Hattie, do you have anything you would like to mention that maybe Alicia did not?
Yeah, these women's done a lot for me.
Yeah.
Because before I got with these women, I lost my son in 2016 to the streets of Baltimore, and then got shot after that. And meeting them and being with them has really helped me. As a matter of fact, yesterday was my son's death date.
Oh,
We
wow.
did a balloon release and everything, and some of the women came and supported and showed their love, and that really helps me because trauma is real.
Yes.
Trauma is hurting. Trauma is pain. Sometimes that's worse than the actual reality of being shot.
Yes.
So when you got somebody that you can talk to, or you got somebody outside of your family members that you can talk to and they can relate to what you're going through, that helps you a whole lot and stuff. Besides the help from the city, which we get none. Besides, them checking on us, see if we okay, we get none. So, this group of women, we do look out for each other. If one of us needs something and somebody in the group can step up and help, that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to get outside people. We've been promised that we'll get help, or people gonna do this, but we only look forward to it. Being all honesty, that's not what we're about. We're not out here to see, if we can get this or we can get that. But we do want them to recognize that
awareness.
Women they holler Black Lives Matter, women lives matter too.
Fact.
Like I tell them at one point in time, I'm 56. At one point in time, women and kids were off limits, but that went the door. That's gone.
Facts.
So to talk to these women, and especially our little young babies like Alicia and stuff, I'm a big sister.
Yeah, look at that.
I don't have no little sister.
I love hearing that. Yes.
Yes.
Now, looking at the article, this is just me reading some of it, and hopefully it's okay to, elaborate on it. But it says that just a friendly conversation on a Baltimore City street in August 2020, Hattie, her mother, and aunt became unintended victims of gun violence when a drive-by shooting changed their lives. That right there, So I guess when you say even the trauma itself is worse than the actual, you know, actual shooting itself. Can you, if you would like, elaborate just of how it has affected you since the actual
Because going outside is one of the worst and stuff. I have two kids, and they see a difference in me that
Mm-hmm.
I try not to show them. I try not to let them know what I'm going to do, because stepping outside, if somebody
Yes.
drops a bottle, I'm jumping.
Yes.
I mean, I'm in fear. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's so hard. If you hear a loud noise, you constantly watching over your shoulder,
Yes.
you know, you ducking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the house and I still go through this. I
Yeah.
mean, just to hear loud noise, I don't know where this coming from. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing I've learned these days, bullets come through walls and stuff.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
with this, me saying tragedy is terrible. Oh, like my mother is 75 years old and stuff, and it hurts so bad. She's always been independent, my go-to person. But she don't even like to go outside. She don't like to go nowhere.
Yeah.
She's been in her house for 51 years, and like actually won't even, she don't even go sit on her steps no more.
Yeah.
No, she's afraid. She's
Mm-hmm.
scared. She don't know. You know, to be a victim of just going to sit on your front and you got people shooting that don't even. No, that's
Yeah.
not a way to live. It's really not. I find myself at times I'm making phone calls. I was at one time I was seeing a cancer. I'm calling this cancer every day, like she was my girlfriend, because I just had to
Mm-hmm.
reach out and touch, like what I was going through. I'm so afraid. I'm breaking down, crying. Like I don't know. My body was. I got shot 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
midsection. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Right.
Go through pain.
So we have
I,
someone that's watching. It's Irene. She says she's so happy that you are there for each other. So, like I said, we would love to have you come back on and like really someone else had great topics. So people are listening. We believe that your stories can really be helpful, and we really want to give that full time for it.
okay.
We thank you, for sharing that. And Alicia, I don't know if you wanted to elaborate on how it has affected you as well. Or if you,
Well, it was just difficult because, like I said, I was just coming off of losing my oldest sister.
Mhm.
And then it's kind of like that wound up happening, although it was some time in between, but that happened. So just to see my mother not be able to look at me because I already know what she's thinking of. My brother under me, he was shot in the head, but he survived. Then her burying her oldest child and getting ready had to bury her third oldest child, who is also her second oldest daughter.
Mm.
It was just weird. So watching my mother, like, and then having to reassure her while she's in the hospital room with me, but not looking at me, I had to tell my mother, like, Mom, look at me. And I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm still here. Nothing happened. We can get through this. We can get past it. But it's weird. Like the PTSD, especially where I live at.
Oh yeah.
When I say that that's real, that is real, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, it's real. I can't even hear a loud noise without thinking that, and then see how I'm flinching and stuff, without thinking that is what I think it is.
Yes.
I don't go to the store around my way because a lot of people be on the corners and stuff. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm very cautious because what happened to me on the way to the store.
Yeah.
Not even from the area where it happened at. Don't know a soul around there. I just knew where the store was at and was walking to the store. And then I had to call my brother, mind you, who has also experienced the same thing as me. And I had to calmly tell him, hey, look, I don't know where I am because I did not know, but this happened to me. My brother didn't believe, like, I was so calm and everything, but I know that if you panic, that'll kill you. So I had to stay calm. And I just told him, like, I wouldn't play about anything like that. I'm going to stay on the phone with you. Calm, like how I'm talking to y'all now. I said, I'm going to stay on the phone with you till the ambulance come and I know where I'm going so y'all could come. My mother told me the story too. He had to tell her it was someone else for her to come. And then on the way there, let her know that it was me.
Yeah.
So to just...
My bullet nicked the artery in my heart. So doctors told me I'm lucky to be alive. I was bleeding.
Like everybody's lucky. I'm lucky, you lucky, your mom, your aunt, everybody is lucky because these things have no names on them.
Yeah,
But
Willis and
And
Wyoming.
these people are
y'all.
sloppy. They out here hurting innocent people. And like Hattie said, women and children, although I'm not a child, I'm a grown woman.
I want
We're
to
not supposed
applaud
to be on the
y'all.
menu.
I
Yeah,
want to applaud y'all because we don't have a lot of people to come and ask us
Take
what happened.
interest in what we
We
got
don't.
going on or what has
We
happened.
don't have. We have a small group, which I know is probably thousands and thousands of women that's done gotten hurt. And I'm hoping and praying that my story reaches somebody else, that they feel like we need to call these women. I don't
mm-hmm.
care if you in Baltimore, if you in Texas.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah, I
hoping
don't
my
care.
story
Just reach out.
reaches someone else because we need this to get out. And
Yeah,
whether it's the radio, whether it's the TV, it could be a book for
yeah,
all I care. I just appreciate the fact that y'all are really taking the time to hear our stories because you don't have to.
yeah. Brother
No,
Nance, I know
it's,
you got something to say, Brother Nance. Woo.
it's it's an important story, you know what I mean? Because like you said, I can relate to a lot of the things you said, as far as like, we live in places where people feel hostage in their own community. Like my grandmother, God rest her soul, she wasn't able to walk to the store after years of being in that neighborhood and raising half of the kids around there. You do what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so
Yes, it's
it's
changed.
very unfortunate that we have to, and I agree with the sister that PTSD is real. You know what I mean? I just have it from just not physically being assaulted or shot or anything, but just being a black man in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I can only imagine, and I applaud you, ladies, for choosing to tribe up and heal together, because we do heal better together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like no one can relate. I can't relate to being shot, but I can relate to the pain of losing a loved one. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So having someone that can relate to your story, because people always be like, oh, you'll get over it, this, that, and the third. Nah, you'll never get
Yeah.
over trauma and things
Never.
happen to you. You have to
Never.
address it and own it so it can power you through to your next wave. And like you said, your story, you guys' stories, and you guys organize, and hopefully, inshallah, be able to guide and help other women. Because some people, when they go through these type of, whether it's being shot, stabbed, or anything, or any type of violent act upon a woman, sometimes people suffer alone, and that's the
Yeah.
silent death right there. Not being
Mhm.
able to have someone to communicate with when you feel like you're the only one, or you know what I mean. And then, like you said, you have other children that are dependent on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they need to see you in a position of power despite the challenges. So I applaud you. You know what I mean,
Mhm.
for going through. I applaud you for going through the storm and coming out knowing that
Mhm.
you had a renewed purpose to help other women. So I mean, this is an honor for us at Restoring the Village Radio. That's what we're about. We're about having the topics that people don't like to talk about. We want to have the guests on here that need to get an authentic story about, because that's the only way we're going to be able to restore the village, because we don't hear from victims of gun violence. We don't hear from survivors. We don't hear from the mothers that buried their sons or daughters, and what's the next wave. Hey, young man, how you doing, young man? How you doing? So
No.
I just I just want to again just applaud you, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we can get you guys back on here, and we can, have a more in-depth conversation and make it more of like a town hall roundtable type of discussion.
Right.
Some
Right.
solutions on some coping skills that you guys, maybe we can share some coping skills or some things that you guys have learned from each other through the group, you know what I mean, to the general public. So they
Mhm.
can, have a good understanding on some tools, you know what I mean? Because it's about adding tools to your
Two.
toolbox.
Yep.
You know what I
You
mean?
need
And
two.
Mhm.
Yep.
and I can only imagine you being a 50-something-year-old woman. That's probably the last thing you ever thought about on your journey, was having bullets in you, especially saying you buried a son. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I
That
have to
right
live
there in
one.
itself is a lot. You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
right there in itself is a lot. So again, I just applaud you. You know what I mean? I hope that the village that you guys have created in your group stays strong and supportive of one another. But I also hope that the village that you have, that's your direct family, also have grace and understanding, because you're going to be dealing with that forever. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Mhm.
something that goes away. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
Right. Never.
my dad died when I was 10 years old, and I still mourn his death. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mhm.
still carry that in my heart. It doesn't impact me the same way as it did when I was younger, but it's
Right.
always there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always there. So I just want to say I commend you, ladies, for just having the fortitude
Mhm.
to push through. Because that's not easy to keep talking about your trauma. It's not
It's
easy to
not.
keep
It's not.
reliving you know what I mean, what actually happened. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a rape victim keep talking about how she got raped. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, let's move. Let's talk about, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to.
I tell people when people ask me about it, I'm like, it's like a rape victim. Who wants to relive?
Yeah, that's not a badge of glory for you. That's not, oh, I got shot. That's not a badge of honor. Like, yeah, let me tell you about my got shot story. You know what I mean? Like, no.
I'm waking up in cold sweats because I'm thinking I'm reenacting it.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Nobody knows when it's raining outside, you got pain and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I got
with a bullet inside of me right before we move. So
well, Miss Hattie, listen, when do you all meet your support group?
Well, we have it where so.
And how can people, connect with you, I guess?
We have every other week we meet in person.
Okay.
1 week we meet on Zoom. 1 week we meet in person.
Where do you guys meet at? Where do you guys meet at in person?
We have a community center down on Popperton Street.
Okay.
Popperton and Baltimore Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you want us to share that information, just let us know. We'll put it on
we would love to share that. We would love to share that for any other
whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Any other women or people that have been impacted by gun violence, the survivors of gun violence, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Women, young children, you know what I'm saying? Like I would love to share that mission out there. And also if you guys ever wanted to host something at my cafe, you can host something at the cafe, and just to change up the energy and the atmosphere,
right. That's
the weather's about to break. Maybe Angie can facilitate like a mental health day where we come out, do some self-care with y'all. We go in, we go out in the woods and just reconnect with nature and do some grounding and earthing and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would love. I mean, I know I'm not a victim.
I would say I can. I'm here to help, and we're actually here to help. And if there's anything we could do to even get that information out to the greater goods of our city, because your story needs to be heard. It should be heard. It's going to help with healing. Like I said, we're even open to bringing you back on to elaborate more.
I would love to bring them back on, Andrew. We definitely need a part 2 because they only got 15 minutes, and I think
I know. I was gonna say, and I gotta actually, I gotta actually wrap it up. But I just wanted to say, if there is anything that we can do, please let us know. We can share information. I'm willing to help with any kind of event planning.
Once we get finished, I am gonna reach back out to y'all.
Okay.
Give y'all information.
Okay.
Do y'all have? Is it a Facebook group that you guys have, or just a private off?
We just have our own group.
Okay.
I feel like we're in the works on that too, Hattie, because don't forget we coming up with mission statements. We're trying to figure out the name of the support group. So we got some things.
Okay.
So when you're ready,
go ahead, Angie. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say when you're ready to launch everything, because I did hear is a whole mission statement name and everything, and I'm not putting that out. That is for you. When you all are ready, we will put that in. I want to do a special shout out to Leonard Spain for making this connection.
Shout out, Leonard.
I'm looking forward to building. Like I said, if there's anything we could do to build some kind of women, I don't know if it's a support group because you have it, but something that we could do as a women's conference or seminar or something to that extent, I'm there for it. I'm sorry. And then if there's anything that we can kind of put on our platform, we're willing to do that. We're willing to bring you on. I also want to say that you're more than welcome. I host a support group every Thursday at 7. So if anyone is willing to come on, you can share your story there as well. It's virtual. So you can either get your information, my phone number from Leonard, or find a way that we can, stay connected. But I would love to have you back on.
And I just want to follow up with Angie. Like, I think that is an amazing idea that y'all about to formulate this thing and make it a thing. Because I'm telling you, if you make it a thing, it's definitely dollars out here.
We gotta care about ourselves and each other enough to have other people care about us as well. Too.
And like I said, y'all making it formal. You know what I mean? It's dollars out here. You know what I mean? For people that look like us to make these type of impact. No one can talk to us but us about change. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm really glad to hear that y'all taking it up to the next level with that. And if I could
on here, we have the cafe's address.
Angie.
Say what?
Angie, we flowing now.
No, I was saying is the address is on there. I don't know if they want to put it on their calendar or anything.
I screenshot this, so
All
I
right,
got
so
it.
just you can screenshot it, but that's what he was talking
I
about.
love you.
I just screenshot it too.
Yes, he's making us go over. We're really over the 8 minutes.
No,
Okay.
So
no, I just wanted to say, I look forward to supporting you ladies on the next wave. That's what I'm good at. You know what I mean? I like to help people build stuff like that. So, I know it's a woman, but you know what I mean? If you need some
I'm gonna
insight,
hold you to it.
hey, I mean, please hold me to it. I mean, because that's what it's about. Like, my thing is, if you got information, you can't take it to the grave with you. So why not share it for those that can make a better impact? You know what I'm saying? So I got some
all right,
information.
so but for the sake of time, because we have a producer and I want to stay mindful of our time. I'm sorry.
Let me do the wrap up.
I ain't get the wrap up yet. I said I want to make sure
I lost my whole flow. I want to make sure
that we thank our guests for today, Hattie and Alicia.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yes. Thank you all for tuning in. We're looking forward to having them come back on at a later time. We are definitely over our time, and I want to be mindful of that. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we hope that you all come on next Monday at 7 p.m. And then I'm going to turn it over to Brother Nancy.
Now you want to turn it over to Brother Nancy. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
remember, we're going to have good days. We create them, we spread our love, light, peace, power, energy to the world. Remember, restore all of us to restore the village. Restoring the Village Radio. Peace and power to the people.
Thank you all. Have a good one.
Peace and blessings. Thanks for caring.
Blessings.
Peace and power.
Thanks, y'all.